You're listening to REI USA Podcast, your prime resource for genuine real estate growth. If you want to jumpstart your real estate career, whether in active or passive investing, this is the right show for you. Join professional home renovator Stacy Rossetti as she talks to REI USA teachers and expert investors willing to share their tips and tricks to get started in investing, sharing actionable advice in every area of real estate, all while putting legality, habitability, and safety above everything else. Combine their unparalleled advice with your strong drive for success, and that incredible real estate fortune will be yours. Now, here's your host, Stacy.
I'm going to be introducing REI USA right now while everybody's hopping on. I'm going to just talk about REI USA. And then I'm going to get into all the different ways that I raise money. Okay. So if you guys don't know me yet, I'm Stacy Rossetti, and I've been investing in real estate for about 10 years now, since 2011, maybe something like this. And the first 5 years, I did wholesaling and rehabbing, but typically I was mostly a rehabber. And I was one of those crazy people that did 10 or 15 rehabs at a time. And I don't recommend that, honestly, but, in order to be able to do that, right, I had to raise money, right, learn how to raise money. And so, and really what happened was, I hired I wanted to grow my company. So I hired a consultant to help me kind of put a strategy together. This is maybe 2 or 3 years into doing rehabbing. I was I want to grow. I was probably 2 years into doing the rehabbing. I hired this consultant, and the first thing that he did is when he sat me down, we were talking. He said, "All right, Stacy," he said, "tell me what you do." And I was like, "I'm a rehabber." And he was like, "No, you're not a rehabber." And I was like, "I'm a rehabber. I buy houses and I flip them. I'm a flipper. That's right. I'm a flipper." He's like, "No, you're not a flipper." And I was like, residential redevelopment? Is that what I do? Residential redevelopment? He's like, "No, you don't do residential redevelopment." I was like, "What do I do? Tell me what I do then." And he was like, "Look, Stacey, I'm going to tell you something. And this is going to change the course of your company. He's like, if you don't take this to heart, then essentially you are not going to be able to achieve all the things that you want to achieve." And I was like, "Tell me, what is it? What do I do? What is it?" He's like, "Stacy," he's like, "you are a fundraiser. That's it. If you want to be successful in this industry, you have to learn how to raise money." He said, "That's it. You're a fundraiser." And when he told me that, kind of a light bulb went off in my head, obviously. And I was just like, you know what, that's right. It's like, if I really want to do all the stuff that I want to do in investing in real estate, I have to learn how to raise money. Now, I had been to but previously I had been to boot camps where they taught you how to raise money, but nobody had really kind of explained it that way. And the truth is that, if you want to do all the things that you want to do in real estate investing, you have to learn how to raise money. That's hands down the most important thing. Now, so fast forward, 5 years, I've been investing in commercial real estate for 5 years. I buy storage facilities, if you don't know. And luckily I got pregnant in 2015, and it kind of changed the trajectory of how I was running my business. I had been focusing on rehabbing for 5 years, and I did 100 rehabs in 5 years, and it was just nuts. I was running around like a crazy person, but I'd never really even focused on passive income. I had a couple of rental properties that I accrued over the course of the 5 years, but essentially I didn't really focus on that. I was just all about getting the next deal done, and so very, very blessed. I had a daughter. Her name is Lillian, and having her really kind of changed my outlook on how I wanted to grow my business. And I really started to focus on passive income. And luckily, I got into storage. That was the model that we got into, and we've been focusing on that ever since. Now, commercial real estate investing is very, very expensive. Right now, you can go out and buy small properties that are, a couple of $100,000, but typically you make the most amount of money when you're focusing on buying properties that are $1 million, $2 million, $3 million or more, right? Now, I don't get into huge, big commercial real estate investing properties, but I do focus on the $1 million to $3 million properties. Now, if you want to buy $1 million to $3 million properties, you have to learn how to raise money, right? You have to learn how to you have to be a fundraiser, just like my consultant said, like 7-8 years ago. And luckily, when I met him and he told me that I needed to be a fundraiser, I really took that to heart. And I started really just reevaluating my company and just thinking, how am I raising money? Now, I have no qualms with asking people for money. I have no issues with this at all, right? Every week I pitch every week I'm talking to investors, right? That's my job essentially, because I teach find them, fund them, run them is what I teach for my storage, the storage investing. And, I delegate find them and I delegate run them, but I do the fund them and I focus on raising money. And that's what I do the best. I'm a money magnet. In fact, I tell my students this all the time. If you want to raise money, you have to believe that you're a money magnet, right? And so if you do think you're a money magnet, if you believe that, I would like for you to put it into the chat. Are you a money magnet? And this is something that I tell my students over and over. And this is what I tell myself. In fact, on my phone, I have a pop-up like 2 or 3 times a day. And it says, I'm a money magnet. And it just pops up. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I need to think about that. I need to think about money. So on my phone, I just have a reminder. I have a couple of reminders. One of the reminders that I have says, everything goes right for me. All right. So that pops up all the time on my phone. Everything goes right for me. And then also another one that pops up is I'm a money magnet. So my suggestion to you guys is not use my card on my phone, but essentially use the phone to have affirmations reminded to you. Because the truth is that raising money is really nothing but mindset, right? It's really nothing about, we're going to tell you strategies all today, and you're going to hear amazing coaches and investors telling you kind of how they raise money. But the truth is that money is nothing but just what you believe, right? And, I remember when I was a little girl, I used to tell myself, I'm going to break the cycle. And that's kind of one of the things that I tell myself too all the time is I'm just breaking this cycle, because a lot of us come from families where money is this issue. Money is a huge part of your life. And I remember when I got into real estate investing, and I was one of those people that in order to learn how to invest in real estate, I got into a coaching program, and I paid a lot of money to get in this coaching program. A lot. I paid almost $50,000. And I don't regret that at all. And I remember when I was sitting down and I was paying the money to get into the coaching program, the guy across from the table, I wrote the check. I wrote this huge check. It was massive check. I was oh my God, I told the guy, I was oh my God, I can't believe I'm writing this massive check to you right now. And he was get used to it. And I remember that he said that to me. And the truth is over the last 10 years, I have wrote a lot of big checks, lots and lots and lots of big checks, right? And, it's all about just accepting that this is possible for you. It really is. So I just want to put that out there. So for the first hour I'm speaking, and I'm going to go over REI USA and all we offer, and then how all the ways that I raise money and what I've been doing over the past 10 years. I just want you to know that this is possible, right? And you have to keep telling yourself over and over. So set those reminders on your phone. I'm a money magnet. Everything goes right for me. I can write big checks, right? Whatever you need to put on your phone to remind you so that you can start putting yourself out there. Okay. So what I wanted to do today is I'm going to go over REI USA. Now, I started REI USA a couple of years ago, And I truly believe it's one of the best ways to learn how to invest in real estate. You get to be put in front of amazing investors across the country that really want to just share with you what they know about what they've learned over the last, X amount of years that they've been doing this and all the different deals that they've done. And I'm going to tell you that the people that you hear today, they're teaching and sharing and coaching for REI USA out of the kindness of their heart. And it's just because like when you get into like a certain level, like once you get to a certain level in your real estate investing career, you really just know that, the more that you serve others, the more that you're going to receive in life. All right. And that's really the basis and the ultimate purpose of REI USA. And I started REI USA a couple of years ago because I went to this was right when COVID happened, like right around when COVID happened a couple of years ago. But I went to like right before that, I had went to a Tony Robbins event. And if you guys have ever been to Tony Robbins, then you guys kind of know what he teaches. But and if you have, let me know in the chat. I would love to hear. But essentially his like message, the one message that I love about Tony Robbins is the secret to living is giving. Right. And that message is very, very important to me. And it's really kind of the basis of what REI USA stands for, So when you get to a certain point in your life, it's not about like how much money that you make. It's really about how you can serve others, how you can help others. And the truth is that teaching is like one of the ultimate ways to serve others, because if you have all this knowledge, there's no reason to keep it inside. Right? You should share it with the world. And so I am an open book. And if you know me personally, I'm an open book, and I'll share anything that I have with whatever works with me or whatever works with my husband, and all the things that we do, we're going to share. And it's the same concept with all of the coaches and investors for REI USA. We all want to share what we know because we know ultimately it's the highest form of service for you, the highest form of service to the universe. Okay. So that's what I want to go over today. It's just REI USA and all we offer. And then I'm going to get in, I'm going to show you some of the things that I do to raise money that you guys can do as well too. Okay. Okay. So let me share. I'm going to share my screen real fast and just get into that. And if you're showing up now and you haven't introduced yourself in the chat, please do that, because I would love to hear where you're from and like what your experiences are. And REI USA is not like a huge, big, a group of people, but we are a good, small family. So what you'll notice about REI USA once you start getting into it is we offer like anywhere from 15 to 20 live webinars throughout the month. And this is a virtual summit. This is like a special thing that we do a couple times a year. But typically the teachers are teaching, once a month, and we have 15 to 20. I'm not 100% sure how many teachers we have now, but we have like anywhere from 15 to 20 teachers, and they all teach once a month. Okay. And so you'll have like what we call like small group sessions. So when you get onto like a live session, when you can come to a live session with one of the teachers, then you're going to have just a small setting where you can really just, you could turn your video on, or you can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions that you need. Now, all the teachers and everybody will all teach and coach and share like their knowledge on whatever topic they're teaching on. But the good thing is that we're such a small family that it's really kind of like small group coaching. Okay. So you'll be able to get some one-on-one attention, now you have to just you'll listen in and get started, and you'll listen. And then after a while, once you start getting going, you're going to ask questions. Like one of the questions I always tell everybody that you should be asking all the teachers is like, what marketing are you doing right now in order to find deals? Right. Or another question you can ask the teachers is, how do you find all the money to do all the deals that you do? Now, that's the whole purpose of today, right? Is like, that's the question is, how do you find all the money to do all the deals that you're doing? right? Which is one of the questions everybody's asking in their mind, but they're not really asking the investors themselves. So REI USA puts you into this like small group setting where you can ask those questions. And, it's not live. It's not like in person. It's through like a computer, just like this. So kind of sometimes I feel like it makes it easier. I was talking to a person yesterday, an owner of a storage facility yesterday. Now I'm in LA and I buy all my storage facilities in Georgia and Florida. Okay. And maybe in Texas. We're looking in Texas as well too. But essentially I told Chris, who's my acquisitions manager, I said, we have a storage facility. We just put an offer in for $1 million. He talked to the owner and the owner said that he wants 1.254 is what he wants to purchase this facility. And so I said, can you please just ask the owner if he can hop on Zoom so that I can talk to him? So at least I'm face to face and he can see who I am and he can just know that I'm a real person, because essentially I'm really not the one that negotiates anymore. My acquisitions manager does all that for me, but I like to just hop on and introduce myself and just let everybody know I'm a real person. So it's like, so the purchase price, the seller wanted 1.254. All right, I wanted $1 million. We ran the numbers and I wanted $1 million, which I also thought was a little bit high. But I was like, okay, let's see if we could meet in the middle. So the owner came onto Zoom and we had a conversation just like this. And I just really kind of got to know him, just asked him questions. And I said, like, tell me, I would love to work with you. I was like, we've looked at the numbers. We've looked at everything that you've given us. I definitely want to buy this. I'm very, very interested in buying your facility. I said, but the truth is like, you're running your numbers on your expenses, and I need to run the numbers on my expenses. And my expenses are these, and you actually handle the facility yourself. And I'm going to have to use my team, my management company to manage this facility. So my expenses are a little bit different than yours. And, so because of that, the highest I can go is $1.1 million. That's it. That's all I can go. I was like, I just wanted to talk to you and just make sure that that was okay with you before we sent over the contract. Sent over the contract for you to sign, then you get shocked at the number. And he was like, he said he was kind of like, I don't know if I really want to do this or not. He's like, you know what? But, due to the fact that you really took some time to meet me, I understand where you're coming from. He's like, I'm open to that. Go ahead and just send me over the contract for $1.1 million and we can put it under contract. And the whole thing was really just me hopping on Zoom and just asking him if he could just if he would take a cheaper price. Right. And so even though it's not about like learning how to invest in real estate, it's the same concept, right? You get to hop on Zoom, you get to hop on a session just like this, and you get to have like direct communication with an expert investor that's here that wants to guide you and tell you exactly what you want to do. And so you should take advantage of that. And a lot of times it's easier when you're on Zoom. Right now, if I was face to face talking to this guy, asking for like, at one point, $150,000 decrease in a price, that's kind of a little bit harder if you're face to face. But on Zoom, it's not that big of a deal because I'm in a different state and it's a different kind of concept. So take advantage of that is what I'm saying. Take advantage of how the setup is, because it does make things a little bit easier. And then if you don't want to put yourself on video, you don't have to. You can just unmute yourself and ask the question, and then nobody even knows what you look like anyways, right? Which makes it even better. Now, when you're talking to an investor, or if you're talking to like a seller or something like that, then obviously you want to be you want to have their face showing. But coaches and stuff, it's a little bit different. Now, I do the same thing with lenders, and so I pitch. Every Monday, I'm pitching to my investors. I actually have like a Zoom meeting set up and email reminders going out to my private lender list every Sunday night. And it reminds them of my Monday meeting. All right. And I've grown my private lender list over the course of the last, couple of years or whatever. And, anybody that I know that has money and I'll show you kind of what I do to get lenders on my list. But I email out on Sunday. I remind my list that I'm going to be pitching on Monday. And I have the same time. I've been doing it almost since the beginning of this year. And every time that I pitch on Monday nights, I typically have like 5 to 10 people show up and just listen to me. And these are all just like people that have come into my network, and they're all people that I know. Obviously, you can't go out and just ask, strangers for money and stuff like this, because you can't do that. But essentially, these are people in my network. And it's like, hey, I'm just going to be like doing a pitch. Like, would you be interested in stopping, hopping on real fast and hearing me out for like half an hour on what I'm doing, right? So utilizing Zoom is what I'm saying, to have people come on and hear you out, or to be educated, or to talk to investors, or to talk to sellers, is the way the world is working now. And actually, the truth is people are open to this. People are really open to this type of communication. So take advantage of it, So I do. I do. And this is how I've done $20 million in transactions in the last 10 years, and I'm raising millions and millions of dollars on a regular basis. Okay. So that's number one. That's like one tip. All right. So real fast, I'm going to share my screen with you so I could show you if I could find it. Hang on. So here is the website for REI USA. So I wanted to just make sure y'all knew about this and kind of had we're familiar. And also I didn't get a chance to introduce Christy. She's on here, and Christy is our community manager. And over the course of the day, you'll get to hear from her and stuff, but she's here, and she will be sending everybody that signed up a welcome email introducing herself. And then she also does demos of REI USA, the website, and so if you want to spend 15 or 20 minutes getting a demo of like everything that we offer, because I'm not going to show everything here because I want to teach rather than go over this. But I just wanted to let y'all know that you can email questions@rei-usa.com and let Christy know, and then she can get you a demo. And then also what she'll do is she'll tell you maybe which coaches are would be great for you to work with and stuff too as well. Like depending on what your goals are, which coaches will be great for you. Okay. Now on the homepage, just so you know, we have this new quiz here. It's which real estate investing coach is right for you. So you can go through, and it asks like a series of questions, and then it will, at the end, it'll tell you which coach will be the best one for you to start with, right? So a lot of people ask, like, which coach should I go to? Well, now obviously if you go to the events calendar, you'll be able to see what everybody teaches, So we have, like Mike is going to teach land, and Noah and Christy are here. They do private money, so you'll see like a whole bunch of different, events here on the event calendar. And I always tell everybody, just come to the events calendar and register for whatever you're interested in. And then you can click on here to where it says the trainings calendar. And then you can see like the whole view. So this is all the sessions of everything that we offer for this month, right? And then you could click over and go to June. I think we put 60 days of sessions up. So we don't put them so far in advance, but we do put them like the next couple months, okay? And then you could just pick whichever one that you want. Like if you want online marketing for investors, okay? And then you click on that, and then you can register. Now, if I was logged in, you would be able to just log in. You would be able to just register automatically once you're in the portal. Right. Yeah. If I log in, once you're in the portal, then you can register. Let me get registered here while we're getting logged in. I wanted to remind you of the REI USA Facebook group as well too. Okay. Here's the private group for REI USA. So make sure everybody's here. Make sure everybody's in there. And this is where all the teachers are here. So you can tag a teacher if you have a question. And typically Christy or Ivan or one of our team members will come in. If you post a question, we'll tag the teachers in that can help you too as well. So utilize the Facebook group to ask questions if you're if you're stuck or you have challenges or anything like that. So I just want to make sure y'all knew about that. And then I'm on the dashboard in the REI USA portal. So I've logged in right now. So you guys all, as members, you all have access to this. And this will go away, of course, as of, this weekend, this will go away. And then you'll have access to your membership level, right? And this is going to tell you like how many sessions that you've watched. And then also it tells you when you're going to achieve the next level. And at every level, right? Every level, you have different bonuses. Okay. So, so once you get in, you can, after you've watched 5 sessions, you get a free coaching call with Mike Watkins, who's going to be teaching today. Darlene is here, and she's actually giving away her boot camp after 10 sessions. You can go to her foreclosure boot camp, get a free ticket for that. William Tingle, he teaches creative financing. After 15 sessions, you get a free coaching call with him. And then Rachel's teaching today. She does vacation rentals, and she'll do a strategy session after 20. And then David is also teaching today, and he does a short sell coaching session after 25 sessions. So basically, when you get into your dashboard, you'll be able to see kind of where you're at right here, and then where you need to be to get to the next session, right? And we've got badges for all the things. So you'll get a badge for attending this virtual summit. All your badges show up on the directory. You have access to the members directory as well too. And the members directory is where you can, the members directory is where you have an instant buyers list, right? So now you can, let's just say you want to wholesale, you have access to everybody's members profile. So you can get in touch with everybody and say, hey, what are you interested in? Let me, tell me what you're interested in. I'll go out and look for you or whatever. So you can look to see, what, in your areas, like if you're in Kansas City, like we saw, then you can find everybody in Kansas City, and then you can contact them, and you can have an instant buyers list. Okay. And then let me see one more here. Yeah. See, here's the members directory. So you can click on them, and you get your email address and all this stuff right here, but you get you'll see badges and stuff. So that means this is what they're doing you're getting the badges. Okay. And then also after this, everybody's always like, okay, I got a whole bunch of information on raising money. Now what? Right. And then so you have all these free courses that you have access to. So Mike offers his wholesaling course. This is my 7 critical steps. And then I have a beginner's, you're just I don't know what to do. Well, then you go to the beginner's one. Right. And then here's our badass women. This is all the women of REI USA teaching. This is our last virtual summit that you can watch. It's amazing sessions from these ladies. And then Alan Cowgill has offered his private money made easy. So if you want more help on how to raise money, then you can watch this. So these are all free courses that you have available to you. Okay. And a lot of people say, I don't know where to start. Obviously you're going to want to hop on to the sessions, meet all the teachers and get to know them. But this is a course that I did, and it's basically going to take you on your first, your steps, deciding which direction to go in today's market, setting up your office, systematizing your marketing strategies, putting deals under contract, mastering, analyzing deals, negotiations, and then money. Okay. So this is kind of I feel like the 7 most important things that you should be focusing on right now. Okay. Okay. So that's available to you. And so here, and then also, let's just say you go to the calendar and you register for a whole bunch of sessions, and then you can't make them. They're all in the training replays for you. Okay, they're all there. So we keep the last 90 days or something like this is what we do. All right. So you can see we have through April, and we're working on getting it rid of January. So we'll just slowly, we'll just keep on the last couple of months is what we'll do. Okay. So you can come in and you could just watch any of these sessions from anybody here. Okay. And these are all just the replays from the last session. Okay. And then also a whole bunch of other stuff as well too, right? So you can see like a whole bunch, like there's a 3-day challenge and things like this. So we try to keep as many replays as we can, because we know that it's very hard to make the live sessions sometimes. So we put those up. Then we keep those up for you so you can see those. All right. So yeah, you could check everything out here. I wanted to just real fast remind you of the forms directory. So you do have access to like the contract and things like this. Is what people say, I need contracts and I need like a bunch of, so make sure you check out the forms directory, and this is where all the contracts are, everything that you need. Okay. Or is it right here? Okay. All right.
Thank you for listening to this episode of REI USA. Let these golden pieces of advice clear your path towards thriving real estate success and start making those amazing financial opportunities work for you. If you liked this episode and want to get more of these valuable secrets, be sure to subscribe to the show at www.rei-usa.com. Leave a rating too and share with your friends. Until next time.